Hello, my lovable friends. Hope you are doing great today. In this session, we're going to talk about education, a very, very popular and common topic for the IELTS test, whether we're talking about speaking or writing, and sometimes both of them, because education is a topic that has a lot of other subcategories that could be targeted on the test of IELTS. I'm sure that you already have got a lot of ideas with regards to this topic, but surely you've got a lot to learn as well. Maybe new phrases, new vocabulary, or even you learn how to expand on your ideas in order to have better essay and, of course, be able to be much more fluent if you're focusing on your speaking. So, without further ado, let's get started. Education. Benefits of education. Education gives people knowledge and skills. So, what is the use of education? You can think of this. And remember to be quite sure of the spelling of knowledge because I've seen the spelling quite wrongly for many times that I would like to give you this piece of advice. People with qualifications are more likely to find work. Those of you who have watched the previously uploaded videos have got some ideas about this phrase to be more or less likely to do something. Remember? So when you want to talk about the probability of something or the possibility of something, you can definitely use this very nice expression and phrase in your writing and of course in your speaking. Yeah, they can earn a higher salary. Of course, they can, because when you are well educated, you're well rounded, and you are more qualified. They can contribute positively to society. Contribute. So, when you've got more education, more knowledge, you can be much more productive and useful for society. Schools aim to teach young people moral values such as tolerance and sharing. So when we talk about schools, the first thing that the priority that comes to most of us is the fact that they try to teach us some academic subjects like mathematics, physics, and so on and so forth. But there are other things which are somehow taught to us, whether directly or indirectly, one of which is about the moral value. So we learn how to be in a team so that we can learn the teamwork or other things like the leadership, tolerance, sharing, understanding. Schools prepare children to be members of society. So it is said that when you go to the school and you practice being with other people for a while, it's a smaller society that prepares you for the bigger and the real one, which is going to be the real community that you're going to be a part of. So this is about the benefits of education. Now let's move to the next topic that is a little bit different, but still about education. Benefits of studying abroad. So maybe many of you who are just watching this video are planning to study abroad, maybe in Canada, America, or other parts of the world. So these are some benefits that you might have thought about. Foreign institutions may offer better courses. So many people want to study abroad because they think that those countries provide better and high quality courses. Many students want to attend a prestigious university. So attend somewhere, attend a course, attend university. So remember, there is not a preposition here because I see that many students think that there is a preposition after that, like attend in, attend to, but nothing. Maybe the confusion is coming from other equivalents like participate in or take part in. But for attend, no, preposition is needed. Prestigious is another very good adjective that could be used. So whenever you want to say something is high class, is good, instead of saying good, good, good all the time, you can seek for other alternatives. For this purpose, prestigious is a very good option. The best universities employ teachers who are experts in their fields. So employ, instead of saying hire, employ is a better choice. And then Qualifications gained abroad. So here, qualifications that are gained. But in order to show that your level is more advanced, you can omit and reduce that part so that you've got qualifications gained abroad can open the door to better job opportunities. So you have another phrase that is a very, very top-notch and good one about this topic and of course many other topics like immigration to open the door to something, to better job opportunities, to higher salary, and to a better life, to a higher quality of life, and a lot more. Living abroad can broaden students' horizons. This is another nice phrase that could be learned out of it. So, living abroad, when you use the verb in the beginning of your sentence, you need to use it as ing format. So, living abroad, you don't say living in, living at abroad. This one doesn't have any preposition as well. Can broaden somebody's horizon. Here can broaden students' horizons, but it can be about other subjects and other topics as well, which means that they can think better because they see um, other places as well. They experience living and working and studying with other people, so they have a better mindset. So their world actually grows. Overseas students are exposed to different cultures and customs. So, overseas is an adjective, like international students are exposed to. Very nice and handy expression to be exposed to something. Here, different cultures and customs. They become more independent. Of course, they become. They are responsible for cooking, cleaning, and paying bills, and of course, many other activities. These are just examples for you if you want to elaborate on your main topic. So remember, we say to be responsible for doing something or something. This is another common mistake that I have detected in many writings. They will learn a foreign language, of course, because when you move abroad, you need to speak that country's language, or more importantly, English, because it is the international language. And for many subjects, I know that even though the language that is spoken in that location or country is not English, for international students and many subjects, the language of the medium and communication is English. As you might remember, we said that everything has the drawbacks as well. So the drawbacks of studying abroad here would be living and studying abroad can be difficult. Of course, it's not easy, so it's not a joke to do so. It's very difficult. Students just find themselves alone. They feel lonely. There are a lot of responsibilities that they need to be accountable for. A lot, like paying the bills that we said, cooking, cleaning, studying, learning the language that is spoken. At the same time, they find themselves alone. They feel so homesick, and they actually need to learn the language. They do not probably have a lot of friends or any friends at all. And on top of that, they feel so responsible because the parents expect them a lot financially, emotionally. They are under loads of issues and pressure. Drawbacks of studying abroad can just be so many items. Students have problems with paperwork, such as visa applications. Oh, the stress that they are suffering um, can be really, really a lot. The language barrier can be a problem. So, language barrier is something that you mean something, but you don't know how to say that in the target language, or they say something, but you don't understand it because of the problem of language. Students have to find accommodation and pay bills. So, as we said, they are responsible for every single responsibility and duty. Studying in a foreign language is challenging. Of course, it is. Because just imagine the time that you want to study in your own homeland. It's bringing you many different problems. But when it is about other country and the other language that is used there, so the problems will be even more. Living alone in an unfamiliar culture can cause homesickness. So, when you are far from your hometown and your country, you might feel a lot of nervous and anxious feeling. And okay, so let's move and to talk about the next topic that is about technology. Very good topic. You might say that, oh, she says very good topic and very popular one for all of them, but believe me, you do not know and you cannot guess how many times I've seen these kind of questions for IELTS speaking and IELTS writing. So many times. Technology is a powerful tool to engage students. Powerful tool to engage students, engage, attract their attention, huh? So that they wouldn't feel bored. Technology can make lessons much more interesting. So these days, teachers can use technology to make more interactive and exciting lesson plans. Students can do research using online resources. So you can definitely relate to this because you, as a student, probably have learned a lot out of the internet and online resources. Students can study at their own pace. Let's be honest, some people are faster, some people are better at concentration, some people are slower, and that's okay because we are all humans. We might have very different paces, but at the end of the day, if you really set your heart on something and if you really want to achieve something, you can definitely do that, regardless of the time and the effort involved. Apples can take distance learning courses. So, distance learning courses, meaning that you do not necessarily need to be in that country or city. It's distant. Students can study whenever and wherever they want. So students are not obliged, are not forced to be necessarily limited to a specific geographical location or even the time slot. So instead of like, for example, at 6 o'clock, they can watch the seminars or the courses at any time that they feel much more motivated and energetic. Students also learn skills which are useful for their future jobs. So this way, they can be totally prepared for their upcoming future, which is definitely about their career. For example, they learn to write reports using a word processor. Word processor is a little bit, I think, old-fashioned, but for example, Word or Excel or other kind of Microsoft, let's say, applications, which are quite important nowadays for adults in order to be able to get a good job opportunity. So let's talk about the disadvantages because nothing in this beautiful world is without the drawbacks. So the disadvantages involved. People rely too much on computers. Yes, tell me about it. So sometimes you might say, give us a break because sometimes, even though the question is very easy and it's about you yourself, you want to just Google it. You want to ask ChatGPT these days. So unfortunately, every single of us who is somehow related to the use of computers and technology and now AI can definitely confirm this statement. We are very self-reliant on the use of computer and different sorts of technology or technological devices and platforms. Young learners do not become proficient in some basic skills. So, because of the availability and the accessibility of these many endless, numerous resources, the young learners cannot learn the basic skills. They use word processors with spell checkers or other kinds of, let's say, methods like typing. Yeah, so that's why nowadays I think the spelling has got to its lowest point probably in history. Or if we don't want to be melodramatic, I can say that compared to the previous generations, because we don't need to think, it just self corrects everything. So there's a typo, no problem. It just does the job. But of course, it's okay because our life is much more easier, faster, effortless. But when it comes to some specific occasions, like doing the test, taking the test like IELTS, you have to learn how to do it yourself. And that is somewhere that you really, really hate maybe the technology which has caused most of us to be illiterate. And their handwriting and spelling may suffer, definitely. People should be able to write a letter by hand. So remember those letters that were written by people's hands, like real hands? Technology is no substitute for a real teacher. So it's somehow controversial, but it is said that most people believe that a real teacher's role is quite different from any sort of technological alternatives so far. We don't know about future, but they can be definitely a great help if you know how to use them to your own benefit. But you cannot say that they can, let's say, replace the real teachers yet. Learners need a structured course. Of course, this is another thing. In most, for example, free classes, courses, YouTube classes, and stuff like that, students need to do a lot themselves, like doing the puzzles, because it's not well structured. But when it comes to courses, if the teachers and if the organizations behind really have put a lot of energy and thoughts on that, everything is ready. So as if they are just feeding you, but it depends on the situation, of course. An experienced teacher knows what materials to choose. Yeah, so we cannot definitely say that experienced teachers are better necessarily because there are some young teachers who are really good because they really love their job and they try to get the most out of technology and AI and, all these um, perfect resources that we do have available nowadays. But generally, we can say, yeah, the more experienced the teacher is, the more knowledgeable and well informed they can be about how to teach, what to teach, and computers are expensive to maintain and can be unreliable. So you can definitely agree with that because probably you have experienced some kind of breakdown of computers or other sorts of technological devices. When they are broken, you need to replace them and they are very expensive. And of course, maintaining them can be unreliable as well because you don't know about the person who is gonna just fix them for you and every other thing, like, for example, copying and backing up your personal information and things that you definitely do not want to let. But because it's like computer and not all of us are really professional at doing the things ourselves, they can make some sorts of uncomfortable feelings for us. Okay, everybody. So this is the end of today's session. And I hope that you've learned a lot about technology, education, and the things that we've talked about, studying abroad, the positive points, negative points. And I definitely love to have you on board. So please do not forget to subscribe and like this channel because it really gives me energy to see that I've got more friends on this platform. So thank you so much in advance. Take care. See you soon.